In Minecraft Skyblock, you want to make a lot of progression by using automation. And to get automation working, you need fuel. And in order to get that fuel, you need to use fuel recipes. You start with the basic fuel, you work your way up to coal, iron, copper. We already have a bit of coal fuel set up, and this is like the worst tier of the craftable kind. So today, we're going to be working on trying to get iron fuel going, so we can make a lot of progression on the server because we finally hit island level 15. So the time has come, we are about to start a ton of automation, so let's get right into this. Also quickly, I do need to mention this. I know a lot of my viewers recently are not subscribed and just view the content overall. So if you are not subscribed, consider subscribing because I'd very much appreciate it. So the first thing we need to do is set up a designated crafter just for coal fuel, because right now it's going right into this system, which is running carrots, which I did switch to, by the way, from glowberries. But essentially it's running this harvester that goes back and forth and farms us island XP. So we need to swap that around and make it so it's on its own, and then we can transfer the fuel across the island using link chests, which essentially these teleport items depending on a color it's linked to. And of course you need two ends, so you need one in one spot and one in the other for it to teleport back and forth or whatnot, just to transfer the items to a specific spot. And there's all these colors, as you can see, that I purchased beforehand, so we have some to work with. And we have a full rotation, which is 24 seconds, which is equivalent to 24 nodes of iron to get a full rotation, so we can make our first rotation of iron nodes in this video. At least I hope so. So I got my pickaxe and axe out, and we're gonna start destroying this whole thing. I think that's a wise idea. So first we're gonna get rid of the harvester, and we'll go ahead and put all the upgrades in here and the bot back in here. And then we need to break these so we get rid of the water. And then I need to turn on a toggle that usually prevents me from breaking these crops. But if I hold shift now, I can break these specific crops that are plantable. So now we're gonna go ahead and break all these and then move them over to the original farm that they were at. So firstly, we just need to place all these down, get all the carrots down, and get rid of them. There we go, all situated. And then I guess we can go ahead and start getting rid of this because it's also not needed anymore. So we'll go ahead, start destroying this, and then we have to move the crafter to a new location. So we need to break these hoppers, and then we're gonna start making the new system. And also, my island is always open, so if you do want to come and look at how I build these systems in a better view, like just seeing my island, you can see there's a person here and you can literally just get an understanding of how things are built. Just thought I'd mention that. So right now we're gonna get rid of all the collection and all the fuel being made into this because we don't really need it. So real quickly, we're gonna go ahead and stop these bots, make sure they're not running anymore, and same with these ones, or that one, I should be specific. And then this one here is gonna get removed overall because we don't need more than 3, from my knowledge at least, from what I at least remember. And then these hoppers here are going to be switched around with the system I mentioned in the last video, where you make it kind of like a zigzag, and then the bot can pick up the fuel from underneath this. It actually transfers to this bot, which is really cool. And now we're going to go ahead and get rid of this layer of fuel nodes because we don't need them anymore. Might as well get rid of them. And we'll put them in like my chest, of course, because that's probably a smart idea in case we need them in the future. So from this block here, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think we'll be good going up this tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we turn on our chunks, F3 plus G, and we need the hoppers now, which is going to be feeding into, let's say, this block, or actually let's put it right here, and then it's going to feed here, 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 all the hoppers, 2 facing this way, and then the rest going like this, and a hopper going here. And then we actually need a block underneath this so we can put a link chest here, which we need to grab out our link chest now. So we got 8 of these, which is perfect. We'll maybe need to buy more, and they're very expensive, but you can see we need our upgrade now, which we haven't even purchased. Island upgrades, and we'll go ahead buy the upgrade for 200,000. Boom, there we go. And we can place this down, and as you can see, there's no channel, which we only are limited to the white channel currently, which I'm going to recommend right now that you only use this for whatever the best fuel you have is at the time. So if you have coal fuel and you're gonna put that around into auto harvesters and whatnot, use this for coal. If you have iron, use iron. If you have copper and then so on, you use that specific fuel. The rest can go in different channels, which is not an issue, but you gotta use the channels wisely. But now we gotta go into here, the chest, and grab out all our redeemables. So we just right click these, limit increases for the link chest, and now we can switch the channels in here, as you can see. So we have about 6 different channels plus our white channel, and there's still 2 more we can get, but they are way more difficult to obtain, so we're not gonna bother with those. We're also gonna go on AH here and buy some limit increases. We're gonna buy these 2, so we get another another decent bit going. So I need to search this up again. All right, we buy this one. So that's about like 3.5 million-ish. So now we have a total of 6. And we're going to use this channel since it's quite difficult to get this kind of channel because it's in a higher tier area of the game. We're going to actually get this as our fuel, just straight up fuel. And the reason we have multiple hoppers going into each side of it is so it inputs more fuel at a time. That's pretty much the gist of it. And then I have a secret trick that we are going to use, and it involves 3 chests, so we're gonna grab those. And you go ahead and place the chest down like this, and as you can see, it's just a regular chest, it's not collection. But if we go ahead and go to the side, right click there, it's now a collection chest, but takes out of 2 different hoppers underneath it, which is insanely useful for taking items out quicker. But the way to access the chest, of course, is still the same one you placed here. So it's this one, because if you do it here, like right clicking, it won't work. You have to do it here. So we're gonna put these as fuel. So we're gonna set them all up, and we should be good once we have these situated. So now you're probably wondering, where does the fuel go? Well, it's gonna go here. But we're gonna put a link chest here now for the orange channel, and then that's where the fuel is going to go. So we use 2 of our 6, I believe, which we are gonna only use 3. So I didn't really need that many, but it's whatever. Better to have them than not to have them. So we turn these on, and it should start using up the fuel here and putting it into this area here. So currently I'm putting in the hoppers some grass and dirt, of course, in the pattern that we have done before previously, so we don't have to wait for things to stock up over time. It's just really useful. So now we put dirt here, and then we should be good. Now the fuel is going to eventually start stocking up and going up in here instead. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, but eventually this will start climbing. And I'm thinking for our coal channel, it's gonna be, I think, the red channel. It's just easy if we use the red one because we need 4 different slots, or at least 3, I guess. But we should be using the red one is what I'm saying. Anyways, you can see it's stocking up, it's going up slowly. So we'll put all the fuel in here, and eventually it'll start overflowing, and these will all be full, so it has a backlog in case it starts breaking or something. So for the coal, we're gonna do it differently and not let it run off of regular fuel. We're gonna have to kickstart the system to where it'll run off of coal fuel instead. That is at least the plan. And I think I'm also going to move over the coal nodes just a bit so it's kind of more organized, this area. Okay, so I put down the full rotation now. As you can see, full rotation here. The bot is gonna go here. So for this one specifically, it's gonna be running off of coal fuel, which we have determined is gonna be the red channel eventually here. So we'll set that up. So I've turned off the bot, and now we're gonna just go ahead, put in all of this, and now it's situated as well. Everything should be fine until we have actual coal fuel flowing in, which I am going to put all the spare coal fuel in here that I can fit in here. There we go, and we'll keep the spare in case we need it. Also, one thing I forgot to mention about this system here, which we are going to swap around really quickly, is that it only fills the one chest that is technically collection, I guess you could say. So we are going to swap this around just a little bit. So we face the chest like this now, and we put them like this. I think this is how it should look like and work like this. So we put these in. Okay, yeah, so now it's filling in the right slot. Just so it's easier to shift click things in there is my reasoning I do that. So for the crafters, we're gonna have a simple area right here, and we're gonna place down this for the red channel. Or actually, no, we need to break that. Put a hopper here, because this is gonna be for coal fuel. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, we have teleport pads, which we can use for our iron fuel setup, which I'm gonna show off. Once we actually set it up fully, we're still not even close. So we need the crafter that goes here, and then we set this to coal fuel the recipe, put a hopper on the top, and then one on the sides. And now we're gonna put a link chest here that is going to be specifically fuel. So which channel is that? That is orange. And now we should start seeing fuel go into here. And I completely forgot we need to kickstart this, so I might have to take some of this out. We're also gonna have the red channel on the top, so coal fuel is gonna be going into the top, and we'll put in some dirt here. Now this is gonna be for coal, a collection chest. So we set this to coal, and now it's the moment of truth where I think we just kickstart this and it should start making coal fuel. Okay, we've turned it on. Is it going into here? I think it is, and it's making fuel again. But if we set this to the red channel, it should all go into here and start infinitely fueling these, which is just amazing. And then this will all fill up and start overflowing, which is what we want for coal fuel. So now we're gonna set up a new one for the iron fuel. So we need to break this, and we're gonna put our hopper here, and we need to grab a crafter, which I do have quite a bit of these, or actually I don't have many, but either way, we're gonna set this to the iron fuel. Now we're gonna put on the hoppers on the sides here, and then we're gonna have a red channel go here. As you can see, red channel, specifically for putting the coal fuel into this guy to make iron fuel, which we did need 4 channels. I didn't think we would, but we actually did. Good thing we have enough. And then we also are going to add a back hopper to this and put a hopper facing this way. And then we need a chest because this will separate and take out more items from this collection for when we put iron fuel down and make a mass production of it. It's just in case we want to produce more quickly. So we grab a chest and we put it here, and now we can go ahead, put the collection chest and set this to the iron scrap, which is going to go into this system, go into either one of these, and then go into here and craft us the iron fuel, of course. One thing we need is another link chest. We're going to buy this one on AH for 6 million, which honestly, we're running out of link chests, which is not good. I'm going to have to start buying as many of those as I can get. So I'll put a hopper on the top, and then now we got the link chest on the top as well. I set up another layer for coal because we're going to need more of this. So we're going to go ahead, place down the bot, as you can see, and then we do the system with the hoppers where we make it go like this. Now we put the red channel down and let the fuel go into here, hopefully. Yes, it's going into there, and then we put grass there and dirt here. This should speed up the whole system, and we're also going to do the same thing we did here with the iron, but actually with the coal. So let's do that quickly. Grab a single chest, and we're going to put a hopper facing the back and on this side. Break this and put the chest, and then put this down. Set it to coal, and there we go. That's solved. So iron fuel is going to be the white channel for the time being. As you can see, we're setting it to white. And as I said, you should put your top priority fuel as the white channel because it's infinite. Quite literally has as many slots as you want, which is amazing. We're definitely not going to be setting up anything else in this video besides just getting the fuel going. So then I'll start grinding off camera, of course, getting all the stuff I need to make, like, let's say a harvester area. But right now it's just a matter of making sure iron fuel is being produced. That is the plan. So as you can see, it's starting to fill up here. We're going to get an overflow eventually. Now I think it's safe to say we'll set up iron nodes. So I think we'll build up to about this height here. So we're going to break down 1 block and our iron will go on this level. So we're going to grab our iron nodes and figure out how we're going to place them. I think we can just place them on top of here like the dirt is laid out currently. So this should work. We just got to set all the mining up for it. And we're going to kickstart the iron as well. But the reason we're going to kickstart it is we're going to swap it over to iron once we have a decent amount of that produced. It's a lot of swapping, but it's definitely worth it. So this guy's going to go here. We're going to turn him off for the time being. So we're 1 link chest short, I just noticed, for this area here. So I'm trying to buy one for 6 million. I'm going to try my best to get someone to give me one for 6 million. So I just bought a linked ender chest off AH for 6 million. We're golden. So now we can go ahead, place this down right here and put it to the white channel. And we need coal fuel, so we're going to wait on that to fill this all in because we're going to fill this all in with a quick start of coal fuel, which should be good enough, I'd assume. So one thing I just remembered, we don't need a teleport pad, but we could also just use it if we wanted. But I'll explain what we're going to do instead of using a teleport pad. So put the teleport pad away and we'll keep the linked ender chest. We just need some wood and then we're going to build a outline. So we go along like this, and then this outline should be really good for the system. I think it's a matter of building like this, and then we need our hoppers again. So we're going to break these 4 wood and break the grass underneath here, set up the hoppers, as you can see, feed them into this spot, and this is going to be where the linked ender chest is going to sit, and that is going to be set to the white channel, which actually inputs way more fuel. It's really good. It's by like 4 times because more hoppers inputting more fuel into here. It's really efficient. You just put the wood back over top of this and you access it from here if you want to check it every now and then. And we also need some signs. We need about 4, and we also need some blue ice, which I believe is in here, so we'll buy 12 of it. I think about 1 extra. It's all good though. So we break the grass and we should be fine. I'm glad we have enough room to do this though. That is very good, because if we didn't, I was going to be a little bit upset and I would have had to use a teleport pad, which is not the end of the world, but it is money and could have been used for something else. Of course, we have to move the crafting bot as well because of its hitbox. So we need to put the crafter down and we break the block here, and the hitbox is just really wonky, so we got to be careful with it. But we set this back to iron fuel and we let this all fill back up again. But yes, we're gonna put signs down in front of each of these spots, and then we need 4 water buckets, and then you can see we put water in each of these spots and it'll just spin around over and over and over again. That's literally the gist of it. So I put in the temporary fuel for all of this. We got a backlog of coal fuel, which is good, so we should be fine to turn this on. Let's go ahead and test it, and we'll put some in here as well. So now we're mining the iron scraps, as you can see, and it should make the iron fuel here in a moment. There we go. We got iron fuel, as you can see there. Iron fuel is flowing in. You love to see it. And I think what I'm going to do to get more island XP and save fuel and get more scraps is buy one of these tier 1 upgrades. Unless it's tier 2 better. Oh, it gives 2 times speed, which honestly I don't really want. We're gonna buy the tier 1. So now it uses less fuel, but it's also gonna be getting us more scraps potentially, which means more fuel being made for iron. And then as you can see, the iron fuel is going in here now. And then once all this is used, this will just be iron fuel. Pretty simple concept. And the iron fuel is also gonna go into here to run this guy. So it's an infinite loop. It works perfectly. And that being said, I think we are pretty much done from my knowledge for making a iron fuel system from coal all the way to iron fuel, switching over from collection chests and designated areas to anywhere on the island using just link chests and all sorts of things. This is honestly the most efficient method I know, at least, how to set this up. Now I gotta go ahead and get a ton of link chests off camera, of course, so then we can start doing some more automation for, let's say, maybe auto harvesters at some point. It's gonna take some time, of course. But that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I appreciate all the support recently, and I will see you all in the next one.